something you guys are talking about. Is Pumpernickel involved? I don't understand
we were talking about the driver of my car in real life. His name is Spencer Pumpelly. By the way, why is Wayne Medeiros running without a front end?
I will be your host, the Baron of Brisket, Byron Derksen, and with me, as always, is Mike Pumpernickel from Pompeii, Magas, and the future of taco seasoning, Travis Wallace.
Is he really the future of taco seasoning, though? Or is...
If you haven't noticed, I change it every time.
I know, but I just feel like the future of taco seasoning is clearly Fiesta Pal.
Well, that might have been next time's joke, but now you've ruined it.
Oh no, Fiesta Pale will never be ruined. It works all the time.
Ruined itself.
That's true. That's true. So we have Mike Stopmill currently in the pole position with Travis Wallace starting alongside on row 1, top Porsche. There I am flying off the track to get out of Mike Stopmill's way.
He erupted like Pompeii and Pumpernickel.
Here is Yevgeny Lazarenko in the Lotus.
Here he comes.
You know, the KTM's doing surprisingly well, considering I thought that this being a real power-based track, that they would just be useless, but Martin Edmonds is up in 4th, Ariel Zatoni, Jesse Hampton, Richard DeRoche, all in the top 10.
Richie D. Roach.
Helps that they have, all really solid drivers, but, I mean, it still is not the car to be in here today. There is the grid pending any last-second qualifying efforts. Mike Stopmill, Travis Walsh, Sean Kenny, Martin Edmonds, Ariel Zatoni, Jesse Hampton, Yevgeny Lazarenko, Richard DeRoche, James Butler, Michael Magas, Wayne Medeiros, John Picha, and Hanolo Tavares. Shout-outs to John Picha and to James Butler, who are pulling the double. They did the Academy race before this, and are back for more.
Shout.
Indeed. Shout out to the Rensport team, which is me, Travis, and apparently Ronaldo Tavares is moved into our team somehow.
Yay.
Very nice. Swecken? The heck is a Swecken?
What?
I assume that's
right there on that sign.
I'm guessing it's SwedeCon. This is a Swedish track.
Swecken.
Oh.
It might be Swecken, yeah. This is, of course, the Falkenberg track. It's a fun little track. Very short lap. What would you say? 45 seconds would be kind of a semi-good lap here, Travis?
Sure.
Thunder Cougar Falkenberg.
I think there were some qualifying efforts in the 44s, but I don't think anyone did them in the race. So, there you go.
I heard that Travis can get all the way around this in 30 seconds flat.
And Byron, you may want to keep an eye on the screen because the first corner, she is a doozy.
It's been a doozy of a day.
Not only that, I completely missed the start.
Neat.
Indeed.
Traffic jam. Travis jam.
Light,
I don't move.
red light, red light, green light. Here we go. You can see Travis not getting off the line at all.
And I hadn't started drinking yet.
Fucked up hard.
That, but go on.
Here we go into the first chicane. Where is the contact? There is contact. There it is.
Oh,
ding!
That's not the big one. It wasn't me.
That's not the big one. Contact, and that is sending Travis Wallace, Ariel Zatoni, Tino Konietzki all the way to the back of the pack. Actually, somehow John Picha did not get through on Ariel Zatoni, despite Zatoni being involved in an accident. Wayne Medeiros. It was a good day for him. His internet was cooperating. He wasn't blinking in and out of existence for a change.
The chicane, Wayne Medeiros.
Mm-hmm. The rolling chicane, that's for sure.
The chicane of fools.
Edmonds.
Battle between the car of Richard DeRoche and Jesse Hampton here over 4th position and top KTM. Oh, that's a little contact. I feel like we're gonna see some stuff and some things that you wouldn't necessarily recommend in that first corner.
Foreshadowing.
I don't even think it counts as a foreshadow or a spoiler. You just
Five-shadowing.
You just look at the track map and you know it's gonna be problematic.
Well, I don't have a track map because you guys are jerks.
No, the problem is that
and
when
I'm
you turn.
too lazy to Google it.
Nah, it's when you turn. Oh, hey, James Butler's lost his front end. Drink.
Taking his top off, illegal, fine.
No, the top is still there. It's directly the front. It's midriff exposure time. And he is battling side by side with one of the KTMs, which has not worked out in his favor. Ariel Zatoni on the recovery drive. There is
Good thing that
Travis.
was 3D. I might have vomited.
There is Travis Wallace up to 11th position after starting on the front row. And that is the... Would you call that an Eric Friesen car there that Martin's driving? Or is that just golf?
That is a Gulf Oil car.
It is a golf oil car, but the sides are like an Eric Friesen crayon vomit type deal thing. Oh God! Someone,
it's two colors with black highlights.
Someone is channeling their inner Mexican there. Someone was mowing the grass down on the inside.
You're gonna have the big fiesta, motherfucker.
I am going to
a whole pail of it.
Take a guess and say that it was Richard DeRoche who was mowing the lawn.
Maybe.
Martin Edmonds on the tail of Wayne Medeiros. This is the first time Wayne Medeiros has ever run in the top 5. I mean, it was short-lived, but he's doing some things. I like that livery, actually. It's a very cool-looking livery.
It's okay.
I'm a sucker for green. We've established this many times over. Travis Wallace is back in 13th, so Travis has had yet another off.
Wayne Medeiros, you wearing the green of the Majestic Amazon and the black of the Majestic Amazon.
He knows you're supposed to race on the track, right? I mean, he was in the grass around all 3 corners there.
Listen,
he's
in the grass.
In the grass again, yes.
Maybe
yes.
he's just having the pits of a race.
Hey, he's still beating me.
Life in the pit lane surely make you lose your mind.
In fact, he's only slightly behind Travis Wallace.
Well, I mean, Travis Wallace is pretty new to this racing thing, and he is slightly...
Speaking of which, Travis, how are you being held up by James Butler's Sands a front end?
I don't
You'd started
really know.
drinking at that point.
No, not yet. It was after race 2.
Here is the lead Rensport car, Ronaldo Tavares, who is the last qualifying one, but has been so far able to not get tangled up in anything, and is up in 8th place.
We have swapped.
We are in complete reverse order. No, I'm behind you still, so we're not in complete reverse order. It will come. That's fortunate.
And then the rest of the world.
Richard...
I was being harassed earlier today while I was actually asleep.
No, that's a little bit harsh.
I was being harassed by one Richard Higgs about racing and stuff, and some Tommy Too Late. I don't know who that is. Market Crash 16, not sure.
That's Tom LaBeouf, aka...
Tommy the Teetotal Intently.
That's the one.
Fair enough. I accept that. I feel I was being harassed and attacked because I don't actually play racing games. And I just, I was too busy cooking and also don't have any interest.
That's fair enough.
Anybody wants proof, go into the Recipe Room Experience channel on the Discord.
Not to mention those ribs you posted up on or the brisket you posted up on the Facebook.
Yeah.
That looked
those
divine.
pictures also in the Recipe Room Experience.
Oh, okay, so they're in both places. There you go, people. Check them out. Look delicious.
It was delicious.
It will make you want to go and get some kind of barbecue.
Correct. Some kind of barbecue, yes it is.
I saw that and I was like, I kind of want barbecue, but I ate a pizza. Like I used up my calories. It was not. It was just one of those Little Caesars, hot and ready to go.
Little Caesars.
I mean, they're good for race day because I got the Academy race, then I got this, so it's kind of like one meal for 3 meals in a day. There we go.
Hell yeah! I was actually talking with a friend the other day. Like, what if Costco bought out Little Caesars and then just replaced it with their own pizza? How much more money would they make? Costco pizza is amazing.
That would be good.
I'd be fine with it.
Or what if they just opened up shop next to Little Caesars? And like, how fast would they go out of business?
I mean, really, the only reason I go to Little Caesars, well, 2 reasons. One is the hot and ready deal, and the other one is it's 2 minutes from my house.
Yeah, man. I ain't mad at Little Caesars at all. It is a fine and majestic product.
I did make fun of, like, I was doing one of my walks because I'm trying to lose weight, keep the step count up and everything. It's working out pretty well, actually.
Sprint everywhere.
There is some sprinting involved as well, and also the home gym. I got the Body Boss gym. Although right now we are seeing Ronaldo Tavares under attack from Tino Konietzki, who is trying to get through. And I must say, Tino is pretty quick in these cars. He does quite well. He's a regular in 3D speed, Silver Cup entry. Not the fastest guy in a GT3, but in a GT4, he delivers. He does some good things. Maybe he just needs to find the Lotus equivalent in GT3 at some point. But anyways, some person who lives like 2 houses from the Little Caesars, I see the Domino's delivery thing pull up to their house. I'm like, oh, come on, you could have just walked and got that. Jesus Christ. that is lazy.
Hey man, I ordered Pizza Hut from Pizza Hut, obviously.
Yeah, but Pizza Hut is Pizza Hut.
Exactly, but the Pizza Hut is actually on my way home from work. Like, it's literally between here and work. But when I order Pizza Hut, I order like the 585 deal, so I got like 4 pizzas on the way. I ain't carrying that shit home.
No, that's fair enough. James Butler overtaking, I believe that was you, Travis, that was getting overtaken there. Again,
Loser.
Getting overtaken by the guy who has no front end.
Yeah,
Travis
I was well off the track in the last corner.
I believe you have some some lead lap traffic up there in the form of Sean Kenny there in the Lotus, the Lotus. Sean Kenny in second place. It's all Lotus top 3, by the way.
The Lotus.
As
You
Mike Stockmill leads from Sean Kenny and Yevgeny Lazarenko, who is right ahead of this man, Jesse Hampton, top non-Lotus at the moment in the KTM. Jesse was actually very, very worried about his performance here before the race, and I thought he did very well.
I would agree.
I reserve judgment until the end of the race.
Lazarenko and he had some pretty good racing.
Never underestimate Mr. Jesse Hampton.
Correct. Travis, I bought me a gun today.
Yes. America.
America, except better. I went to the gun show. I just got a little Marlin Model 60 semi-auto 22. Because I got a really old bolt action one that a friend left in my care, but I don't, A, it's old and I don't want to abuse it, and B, I really wanted the 14-shot tube. So I can just rattle off shots and destroy more water Malones.
That is a hell of a camera angle through that turn. Loving that.
I want more water Malones in this race. I want water Malones lining all of the side of the track and all the grassy spots.
Grande Ricardo, Richard DeRoche on the tail of the Lotus of Tino Konietzki. By the way, this was supposed to be a Porsche track, and the Porsches are not doing very well.
Ooh, it's not Germany.
It's Sweden. It's pretty Porsche heavy.
That's, I mean, fair. They were sympathizers.
It was purely a business relationship.
You want the uranium? We got uranium.
Uh-huh. You want to pay us for the metal? You want to pay premium? We are down with this.
Okay.
We are fine with this.
Would you like meatball?
We will continue to be neutral.
Complimentary meatball.
James Butler getting out of the way. That was James getting a blue flag to let Jesse Hampton and Yevgeny Lazarenko through.
Like, that doesn't look like it's what the hell is giving up? That's not American. You just gave up.
Blue flags came into play pretty quickly here because number one, really short lap. You can see the best lap there, 40.098. I mean, or 46.098. I mean,
where are you seeing this?
If you look at the green letters above Jesse's name there.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like an overall like best lap period.
No, that's just Jesse's best lap is 46.
My bad, I misunderstood.
But you can see it's a very short lap, and that whole pile up at the start there that put like half the cars way behind. Yeah, there were some blue flags pretty early on in this race. And John Picha has cycled to the back of the pack. Is still Mike Stockmill leading from Sean Kenny, Yevgeny Lazarenko, Jesse Hampton, Wayne Medeiros, Martin Edmonds and Wayne Medeiros. Wayne Medeiros still up in 6th place, doing pretty well there for the Brazilian flag. Ariel Zattoni, Tino Konietzki, and then Richard DeRoche, who's been on the tail of Tino for some time but has dropped off now. Travis Wallace, 10th place, on the tail of Richard. Ronaldo Tavares, James Butler, Michael Magas, and John Picha. Your entire field here of only 14 cars. Not a great turnout for this fine Saturday Swedish Högtid.
Kiki. Wait, do we get the bikini team involved with the Högtid?
I mean, we could do that.
That is best anime crossover.
Some traffic up ahead of Hampton and Lazarenko. I believe that is lapped traffic, if I'm not mistaken.
Life in the last lane.
That is John Picha up ahead of him, so he will be getting the blue flag shortly. That is Ronaldo Tavares, I believe, also there, who will be getting the blue flag as well. Or is that you, Travis?
No, not yet.
Tavares does a good job of getting very out of the way there. Very generous.
And then tells Martin, "Fuck you!"
Gives Martin a little bit of a fuck you, yeah. Martin did not get the same open door service there as the two cars ahead of him.
Martin doesn't tip very well.
And John Picha got himself out of the way by shortcutting the chicane.
Yeah,
John, you're supposed to stay on the track. Travis Wallace, in the meantime, has taken 9th place from Richard Durocher, so he is on a charge after that embarrassing start. Richard Durocher there in the green and black KTM, and behind them is Sean Kenny in the Lotus, who is saying, guys, there's a blue flag here, guys. And Jesse Hampton looking down the inside. Now, if you're Jesse Hampton, you know this KTM's a little bit down on power, Travis. Where do you plan your overtake of Yevgeny Lazarenko? Where does this KTM have the grunt to pull off?
Oh, God. The best spot would probably be going into turn 1. Yeah. The brakes on that car are incredible. You can brake so late.
Nowhere else, really. I mean, that's really the only heavy braking point on the entire track. I guess this last turn, there's a little bit of braking here, but that is kind of the annoyance of the KTM, and we've been through this with like the P45 when doing GT3 races, where just that lack of any top-end speed makes overtaking very difficult. Because it seems like Jesse's able to more or less effortlessly stay on Yevgeny's tail, but he's had no serious attempt to take third. And it may cost him, because now he's got Martin Edmonds on his tail, and we know Martin will stick his nose where it doesn't belong.
Yeah, this is a hard track to pass that. I know I was struggling when I went to the back to work my way back up.
I was just struggling even with the blue flags. Like, oh man, where do I even let you through? So Hampton, under pressure from Edmonds, would like to put the pressure on Yevgeny Lazarenko. This is the battle for the last podium spot. And can they deny Lotus the all-podium here for the two KTMs? I don't really know if there's a lot of brand loyalty going on here, though. I've seen the KTMs and the Lotuses and the Porsches all pretty willing to send one up the inside of each other. And so I doubt there's any kind of team play that Martin Edmonds and Jesse Hampton could pull off here. Hell, we've seen Martin Edmonds in the F3s where he has actual teammates still not play the team game, so I doubt that he will let up from Jesse Hampton in any way. By the way, Travis Wallace has slipped to 13th position. He is ahead of just the 2-lap down John Picha, who I believe at this point was in the pit lane.
Those Wallace, if you look to the left.
Indeed, I can see both the cars there, but I believe you come out. I believe John is retired. That's more what I'm getting at.
Yep, I came out and then I went right back in.
It's because you got a speeding in the pit lane.
I sure as hell did. This pit lane has no pit entry. I mean, it is like you pull off the track and you immediately are in the pit limit zone. I did not know that.
Well, that's why I did a couple of practice pit stops at the end of my practice sessions when the tires started overheating. Just like, all right, instead of hitting a fade, I'm just like,
oh my God, what a bastard.
It's a 20-minute race. I figured I wasn't going to use the pit lane. I mean, I was like halfway down pit road before I got to the pit speed limit.
I am always prepped to possibly have to use the pit lane. Thank you very much. I've had enough bad experiences with certain drivers at the back of the pack. that I am always prepared.
Is it Johnny Major?
No, Johnny Major, cool guy.
Butler's sticking with it though. He hasn't had a front end since lap 1.
Yeah, I don't think so. He hasn't had a front end that we've seen. A little bit of a mistake there from Jesse. Oh, the plow descends.
Bringing it out.
Martin Edmonds is on the pressure. He's getting a little physical. And there is Ariel Zatoni, who is caught up to Wayne Medeiros. He is looking to get through. As Ariel was, of course, caught up at that first corner problem, and has been making a little bit of a comeback ever since. Can he get past the Porsche, or is he going to run through a similar problem to what we've seen with Jesse Hampton up until this point? And there is, in fact, the frontless Porsche of James Butler up ahead. He will be being shown the blue flag, although, to be honest, some of the blue flags, they were being shown from way back. So, anyways, back to the battle for third. Yevgeny Lazarenko, Jesse Hampton, Martin Edmonds in this fight. And if I recall correctly, the top 8 are reversed for race 2. So right now, the pole position for race 2 belongs to Tino Konietzki.
Point north.
Yes. Jesse Hampton would love to get up onto the podium. Martin Edmonds would also love to get up on the podium, and we know Martin is willing to give you a little bit of bumper to smooth that transition over.
Little bumper grind.
Little bump and grind. This race was quite annoying for me because I've been caught up in a number of incidents at this point that were not my fault. I know any driver will say this, but I will.
Yay!
He hit him.
He hit the cameraman. Cameraman is dead. Martin, how dare you?
Since you're admitting to be the Gene Snitsky of fucking racing.
I had some really bad moments. You can see the gap here at this point. I'm catching Butler and Tavares at a pretty solid rate. It was so frustrating to look up at the time remaining and go, I'm like a second fast with these guys a lap, and I'm still not going to catch them. Just never was able to catch up after the early problems. And at this point, I was consigned to be looking at, race 2. Race 2 should be better.
Martin's only got one more lap to put the bumper to somebody.
Indeed.
I want to see it.
This is the second last lap. Can one of these KTMs, Jesse or Martin, make the move happen here? Up ahead of them is Richard DeRoche, I think, who will be being shown the blue flag at this point, but I don't know if they'll get quite that close.
Richard Dark Rose DeRoche.
Indeed, the Grande. The Grande Latte.
See.
And they are catching up. Mike Stockmill well out ahead, of course. 12 seconds to the good on Sean Kenny at the moment. And then it is this trio here of Lazarenko, Hampton, and Edmonds battling over third position. Zatoni is actually catching up to, has dropped back from Wayne Medeiros, unfortunately. I thought we were going to get a showdown there. It appears not. As they cross the line, it is indeed going to be Yevgeny Lazarenko who gives a flash to the headlights and a little dance from Martin Edmonds as they round off the top 5. Here is Reynaldo Tavares. He is coming up to James Butler. This is a battle position. Reynaldo, yes.
Wow.
This is a battle for position with the damaged car of Butler. Must say, 10th place with no front end pretty much the whole race. Pretty impressive run from James Butler.
Is it Ronaldo or Ronaldinho?
I believe it is Reynaldo. So, Mike Stockmill, your winner. No surprise. Sean Kenny, Yevgeny Lazarenko, Jesse Hampton, Martin Edmonds, Wayne Medeiros with a very solid P6 for the Division 3 winner. Ariel Zatoni, Tino Konietzki will have the pole for race number 2. By the way, I would say my man to watch in race 2 is Ariel. Given a front row start, Ariel's got some great speed. Didn't get to demonstrate it in that last race. Was caught up at that first corner shenanigans. And we'll see if he can keep it clean and bring home a much better result here in race number 2. as the grid is forming. I believe that was Ariel actually there, who just popped into existence on the grid. I think we're looking at Jesse Hampton, if I am not mistaken, in the pit lane. Who is your man to watch, Byron? Who are you expecting big things from?
Well, I really have my eye on this new up-and-comer, Rodney Macho Man Savage. I think he's going to be really good, kind of big time one day. But I think if he had to point to one individual that's actually, actually racing, Martin's so far up to the front, it's obvious that he's cheated somehow, and he probably would be able to hold his own until Mike Stoffmill fucking kicks his ass.
Oh!
So, by the way, Martin got off to a great start there. He's up into second place.
Igor cuts nuts off. Currently, your boy up in first.
And Ariel Zatoni relegated to third. There was some carnage towards the back.
Stoffmill's up to sixth.
Nothing too bad. Mike Stoffmill up to sixth. Yep, he's ahead of Sean Canny.
Wallace Watch still in 12th.
Still in. Well, he's moved up a spot. Looks like Wayne Medeiros was the guy who really got the worst of it on lap 1. He slipped back from P3 to P13. So, not good times for the Brazilian.
It's a lot of P.
That is a lot of P. As they cross the finish line here to begin lap number 2, we know that the first corner is the best spot for the KTMs. Oh, Tino went off the track. So he is backpedaled quickly back down to 4th, and Martin Edmonds is to the front, Byron. He's got that bacon grease out.
Yep. He slid his welly up to the front. He got the duck grease, and he just oil up the machine, and he'd go 4th, and then Mike Stoffmill, he'd come and snatch it away.
Mm-hmm. Richard DeRoche on the tail of Mike Stoffmill and Sean Kenny at the moment. They are being held up by Jesse Hampton in place. Travis Wallace, dead last place. Do you have any comments on Travis?
What?
I'd rather no.
You have no comments on the matter.
None.
None whatsoever. As Mike Stoffmill is looking to make the move here for 5th place. Oh!
Hello!
Somebody Richard DeRoche with a bit of a torpedo.
Dynamic entry.
It's a black and green car, so it's either Richard DeRoche or Wayne Medeiros. That was the man in that particular case. Ariel Zatoni having a little bit of a fade in and out moment, but he is still in 2nd place ahead of Yevgeny Lazarenko. Tino is still holding up in 4th. Good work by him after the early mistake put him out of the lead. And Richard DeRoche drops back to 12th. That would increase my likelihood that I believe it was him who was the torpedo in that particular instance.
I approve.
Making a good little runaway with it here.
Indeed. That little group of 3 is taking advantage of the, in theory, slower car of Tino Konietzki. Konietzki? I don't know. I keep putting a K in there that's not there. He is back.
Maybe you should put an extra couple Ks on that.
Mike Stoffmill is clear, though, so here comes the stuff.
Oh, Stoffmill.
Like Konietzki may have had enough.
Indeed, looks like he has, because he's lost spots to Butler, Tavares, John Peach up to 7th place. Congratulations to the Peach. And Tino has rejoined in 8th ahead of Jesse Hampton. So it looks like Hampton has had a moment. He may have been the one that got speared by Richard DeRoche.
I think Edmund's doing some creative driving here. Giving us more camera angles while he's in the lead.
Indeed. It's impressive. Although I think it might actually just be the natural cameras of this track. Because like that last corner, for example, has happened a couple times. Oh, John Peach is off. And Jesse Hampton is up on the back of Tino Konietzki. We'll see how long the Lotus can hold off the KTM. Possibly indefinitely. We saw Jesse Hampton unable to get past Lazarenko. Not meaning to slight Tino in any way, but he is not quite the driver that Yevgeny Lazarenko is when it comes to defending.
Yeah, Lazarenko's tough to get by.
And up ahead of them is Ronaldo Tavares in the Porsche. He's up to 6th, so better run for Porsche this race. They got 5th with James Butler and 6th with Tavares. That being said, Travis Wallace out of the race. Michael Magas struggling back in 12th. And the only Porsche that was good last race is not at a great time. That's Wayne Medeiros. He's back in 9th. As we continue to watch this KTM 1-2, checking on Stockmill. He's not catching them overly rapidly. Just a couple of tenths a lap. It's steady. He'll be there because we still have 15 laps or so to go. But he's not absolutely Cookie Monstering the gap right now. Yevgeny Lazarenko, I think, made a little bit of a mistake there and has dropped a little bit back off the top 2. Further back, just seeing if anyone's done anything. Doesn't look like anything's really happened. John Peach is under pressure from Michael Magas. So we may at some point cut to the battle for 12th place in the near future.
93rd place. Wait, how many points is 93rd place?
Whoa! Wayne Medeiros is very off the track, I think. Either that or... Okay, no. It's his connection is just kind of gone wonky. He's flying all over the place. Well, it looks like he is in 11th place, despite what the standings may tell you at any given time. What was your question there, Byron? I rudely interrupted.
I said, how many points does 93rd place get?
0.
That is exclusionary, and I won't stand for it in this day and age.
I don't think we couldn't have 93 cars on the track.
At some point, you have so many people on the track that you get fractions of points.
Well, I mean, we could use fraction of points any time. The only problem is that freaking race app won't let you.
It would be funny. So instead of first place getting 5 points or whatever, we got so many people, everybody's just going to get a minimum of a tenth of a point, and then we'll see from there.
There are half points in racing, of course. Anytime a race gets canceled below a certain percentage of laps, you get half points, which can result in, for example, the 1984 Formula One World Championship decided by 1/2 point.
That sounds that they should probably just have a fist fight to see who really won instead of doing this half-point bullshit.
Yeah, but Niki Lauda won the championship. You can't disrespect Niki Lauda like that.
I can, because I'm much taller.
The man was on fire in a very literal sense and came back to win 2 world titles.
He was smoking hot on that track.
That was his final of his 3 world titles in F1. And his only one that wasn't with Ferrari. In the meantime, this is Ariel Zatoni, still in 2nd place, so Ariel is holding up my end of the bargain. Mike Stockmill is more or less with this group now, though, so we will see if he can get himself up onto the podium. He is carrying, what was he carrying at this point? 60 kilos? I believe he was.
I don't know.
I believe he was carrying 60 kilos.
I think it's at 188 pounds, so whatever that is. Oh my god. What is this?
This is called Ronaldo. This is called Ronaldo Tavares is a little bit out of position in 6th place, and everyone's kind of catching up.
This is what we in the business refer to as a clusterfuck.
So Jesse Hampton has gotten through. Maybe not. Maybe not. The Porsche's fighting back. But there it is. Tavares has been relegated to 7th position. He's got Sean Kenny on his tail, who has got Richard DeRoche on his tail, who has got Timo Konietzki on his tail.
How did Sean Kenny end up in 8?
I believe he got spun around at one point.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what it was? He was the one that got harpooned by DeRoche.
Ah, alright, that makes sense.
So he is now up to 7th, getting past Tavares. Tavares is fighting back. He's feisty. He has to know that he can't really keep up with this group, but he's enjoying running in the top 10 while he can. Up ahead of the leaders is the 12th place car of Michael Magas. Will be shown the blue flag here in a relatively short period of time. Actually, I hope the camera sticks with this while I get lapped, because it's kind of an interesting lap.
Put him in the wall.
I did not put them in the wall.
Why not?
because that would be rude blue flag behavior. I actually messed up my braking point heading into this turn, and it's like, okay, everyone go by.
Going up around the bend.
Which was very disappointing, because at this point I'm actually catching Wayne Medeiros at a pretty rapid rate, but I've got 8 seconds to go, and only 10 minutes to do it. Stop Mill versus Lazarenko. Is Yevgeny going to give?
Yes.
Mike Stop Mill is through.
Forced it on in there.
Stop Mill says, no, I'm the top Lotus driver, sir. No Lotus can beat me. I will accept being beaten by a car that maybe is superior or capable, but you are in a Lotus, and that is not the case. In fact, I'm actually keeping up with them pretty well, actually. I'm still in the shot.
Oh Lord, stuck on a low tie again.
So it is now Edmonds, Zatoni, Stoffmill, Lazarenko, James Butler in the top 5. Shout out to James Butler. Jesse Hampton, Sean Kenny, Richard DeRoche, Tino Konietzki, Ronaldo Tavares. That is your top 10 with Wayne Medeiros and Michael Magas still running. It looks like we've lost John Picha as well as Travis Wallace at this point. So the American contingent falling like flies. All right, does Stoffmill have what it takes to get down the inside here at turn 1? I don't think so, because that KTM is very strong on the brakes.
Uh-oh.
Apparently I just underestimated Mike Stoffmill. He just said, watch this. Hold my beer. And
it's like the Tony may have just outbroke himself. He was way wide there.
Yes, a little bit. But Mike Stoffmill up in his second place, and his last target, he's got 8.5 minutes to do it, is Martin Edmonds. Picking the KTM might actually have been a very good idea for Martin, though, because, of course, we historically make fun of Martin's inability to tire manage any real shape or form. Well, the KTM is pretty nice to its tires, so maybe he's finally found a car that is not going to let him down in terms of rubber.
Yeah, I would be interested to know, like, the specifics of how Raceroom does their tires. I don't know if you've ever watched any GT4 racing where the KTMs compete. Their tires are skinny.
They are very skinny, but they don't appear to be overly skinny in the game.
What you ought to do is put them bicycle tires on there and see how long they last.
Not long. That is your answer.
That'd be kind of funny.
Not long is the answer to that question, I'll tell you that much. I am waiting for them to bring in some of the more commonplace GT4s at some point, because it is a bit weird that, like, we have a GT4 class here, but, like, there's no Audi, no Mercedes, no BMW. The Camaro is very nice in GT4, actually. It'd be one of the few Camaros I'd actually be willing to drive. And I would also love it if we got the Alpine added to the game at some point. That'd be neat. But of course, don't know what the licenseship deal with Alpine would be like, because I believe Alpine is owned by somebody else.
Renault, maybe?
Whoa! Tavares, very. That was Medeiros. Medeiros, very off the track. Pardon me.
Right,
wrong
leaders.
Brazilian. Yeah. He might have panicked when he saw the blue flag.
Why there's blue cars? What's the difference?
Because ignoring a blue flag can get you a penalty.
You remember how I said that the Stoffmill kid's gonna kind of be all right at racing and might take that lead?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I actually have a story. I was at a track.
I like stories.
I was at a track day about a month ago, actually, and I had put up a pretty reasonable time. And over the loudspeaker I hear, next up, Stoffmill. And I'm like, oh, that's
it's over.
Lame. It was obviously not him. It was not even spelt the same, but still, it was a heart-sinking moment. So shout out to Rudy Stoffmill.
It's gone international.
Mr. Stoffmill did put up a very solid time on the track day. He was third. He was driving a Volkswagen Beetle, of all things. So Ariel Zatoni still hanging on to a podium. He was my guy to watch. He hasn't gone forward like I was thinking he might, but he's at least held a podium. behind Martin Edmonds and Mike Stopmill. He's got Yevgeny Lazarenko, who's looking for a double podium on his tail. James Butler, still in 5th place, although very closely attended to by both Jesse Hampton and Sean Kinney. So we may see that change hands eventually. And Wayne Medeiros has slipped to the back. He was the car we saw go off earlier on, and he has slipped to the back of the pack. So Ariel Zatoni, Yevgeny Lazarenko. Who you got, boys? Is it going to be Ariel or is it going to be Yevgeny who takes that podium home?
I don't know. He's got 5 minutes left. I'll go for probably Laserface himself.
All right, we got one for Lazarenko. Travis, who you got?
Well, since I was out on lap 2 of this race, I don't know what happens, but
That's why I'm asking.
Say that Zatoni not only gets the podium, but gets second from Edmonds.
Oh,
He was putting him under some pressure a couple laps ago.
A bold gambit
that gap
there.
Back down.
Ronaldo Tavares getting nicely out of the way of everybody. Good work. That is pretty much the best place to let people throw a blue flag on this track. It's just that front straight, because everywhere else is
pretty much the only place.
Yeah, everywhere else is not great.
I mean, sectors 1 and 2 are just turns. There's the short back stretch.
Sean Kinney is getting a little bit impatient. I think he wants to take a run at Jesse Hampton, who is stuck behind James Butler, and they are stuck behind the blue flag car of Wayne Medeiros. So Wayne's, he's got a little bit of a gap, I guess. Actually, it looked like they were closer in the previous shot, but hopefully Wayne will get out of the way Swedish to allow this three-way fight for 5th place to continue. Sean Kinney having a nice little recovery drive. Jesse Hampton having a nice little recovery drive as well. Not sure what happened to Jesse, but he dropped fairly far back. So something definitely occurred to him. And the guy who's really profited off of all these mishaps has been James Butler, who's running in a very solid 5th place. And look at that, James has a front end this race. It's amazing.
Scandalous hooker.
It didn't help him there, though.
Commentators curse immediately.
Commentators curse with immediate effect takes James Butler out of 5th place. So that is now Jesse Hampton in 5th and Sean Kinney in 6th. They are catching up to the lap traffic that is Wayne Medeiros. In the meantime, quick shout out, Michael Magas has closed the gap to Ronaldo Tavares by 12 seconds over the last 3 laps. Does he have enough, though? He's still got 5 seconds to go and only 2.5 minutes to make it happen. All right, so we got the reverse option here. We were talking about where could the KTM attack the Lotus. Travis, walk us through where the Lotus can attack the KTM.
God, honestly, the KTM is probably the hardest car to actually pass here. I mean, even though the front stretch, both the Lotus and the Porsche would have a top end advantage, that KTM's brakes are just incredible. You would have to make the run really early to stand a chance of beating them to the corner.
Yeah, it looks like your prediction on Zatoni versus Lazarenko is correct there, Travis, as Lazarenko is not keeping with the top 3 at this point, as Sean Kinney, a little bump and grind, gets the job done against Jesse Hampton. And stunningly enough, they still haven't lapped Wayne Medeiros. Oh, cast your skirts. Looks like Wayne is without a front end at this point, so that's a bit of a problem for him. Might explain why he had that sudden dive towards the infield when he was being lapped by the leaders.
The Wayne in Spain dives mainly towards the plane?
Yes. And Martin Edmonds has still got the lead with a little bit over a minute to go. By the way, by lead, I mean he's leading Ariel Zatoni, of course. Mike Stockmill is, he gone. 3 seconds up the road, 4 seconds up the road almost. This battle may go down to the wire here at Falkenberg. So we got Mantorp, we got Anderstorp left in the Swedish Högtid. So get ready for that, everybody. Mike Stoffmel absolutely dominating the championship. I believe a win here would secure him a record, never before hit level of ballast that no one in ESR has ever had. So that'll be fun.
93 and 1/2 elephants.
Yes.
Put them in a trailer, tow it behind you.
Ariel Zatoni still on the attack against Martin Edmonds. We'll see if he can make Travis a double Nostradamus, but he's only got one turn left to make it happen. And I don't think he's gonna. I think Martin's gonna hang on to that second place. So it is indeed Mike Stoffmill ahead of Martin Edmonds, and the headlight flashing from Ariel Zatoni as he takes home a well-earned podium. Michael Magas, with a slightly messed up front end, is on the hunt for the Rennsport Porsche of Ronaldo Tavares. This is for 10th place. This is for position. But as they cross the line, it is going to be just enough for Tavares to hang on to that top 10 position.
Mike Magas beating the absolute donkey snot out of Travis Wallace in this race. Unbelievable. What a win.
I feel blessed. I feel great. I really should have probably ditched Travis's setup, though, and gone with one of my own creation, because after watching Travis, all over the track and mowing the grass during practice, probably should have known that wasn't going to be the most stable of setups.
That ended up being not the one that I ran anyway. I changed it.
That was bad. That was a bad call, I think.
No, it made it better. It was a bad day. I had a horrible run in the VLN.
So Mike's
should have come over for some brisket.
Oh yes, tell us about that VLN run, because I heard things about that VLN run.
I mean, Stoffmill did wonderful. He got pole and then won
by a minute.
Dick. I crashed the car 3 times. I took a P brake that got caught on camera. They just focused on my car sitting on the side of the road for a little over a minute,
talking in German about you.
Yeah.
Saying horrible things about you.
Why I was not moving. It's funny.
Quick championship rundown. Mike Stoffmill leads Yevgeny Lazarenko by 50 points. So Yevgeny's actually within shooting distance of Stoffmill, surprisingly enough. Martin Edmonds is a further 5 points behind that. Sean Kenny's on 221 points. 201 for top Division 2 man Jesse Hampton. Azar Alamore, who is absent today, 198. 192 for Ariel Zatoni. Richard DeRoche, 190. Travis Wallace is in 9th place, 186.
I don't want to talk about it.
And rounding off the top 10 is Andy Blade at 162.
Hey, at least I'm beating that dickhead.
Quick shout out to Division 3 championship leader Timo Konietzki, who is on 161 points to Wayne Medeiros' 139. So, interesting battle going on there. 4 top 10s for Timo so far, so he's doing quite well.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, really showing up here. I don't know if these cars are like his favorite or something, but he definitely is showing up better here than he has in other ESR series. So that is all for today. We're off to Mantorp next. We've got this week. We've got the 3D Speed from Motegi. We got the... You know where the WTCRs are this week there, Travis?
No.
Let me quickly pull that up, because, wouldn't want to...
Macau.
Want to leave them off. They're at Suzuka. So, they're at Suzuka. We have... I think that's about it, actually. Yeah, and then, the Formula 3 team action from Monza. Are you ready for Monza, Travis? Is your team prepared?
We are not.
Is your team
prepared.
Is your team clearly aware of how much gas they're gonna need for that race?
I don't want to talk about that either.
That they're not gonna fall out of the final lap. Were they
We'll see.
Running in second place and suddenly not having enough gas to complete the race and not scoring any points?
User disconnected from your channel.
Well played.
That's all, people.